You're just in time. Saved you a seat for The Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. And my deep dive tonight is aimed at all my fellow kings who specifically feel they are behind or stuck in life. And sometimes it feels like both. It's like they're both happening at the same time. And the way that I want to start this is this feeling that way more should have been done. You should be in a whole different place in life. You should already be doing way better. You're looking at your peers, you're looking at the rest of the world, you're looking at society. So, all sorts of things happening here that they culminate as signals that are all relaying to you, why is your life like this? Why? Okay, as crappy or as bad or as awful as you are experiencing right now, that question kind of looms over you. Why is it like this though? You know, and you can do that. You can play that blame game. It's all my fault. It's because of the poor decisions and choices I made in the past. It is because I am not able to bring myself out of these poor habits of, call it what you want. There's so many: laziness, anxiety, the whatever mental health issues that could be going on, lifestyle choices that cannot be given up. I want to kind of just halt all of that and have you realize a lot of that negativity a man will feel every day he wakes up viewing his life as what it should not be. It shouldn't be like this. I should have more money. I should have a loving relationship. I should be in way better shape. Should have a lot better health. I should be way further in my career. My place should be nicer than this. Like it piles and it just keeps going. And that's based off of everything that you've already done and all the choices and decisions you've already made. Obviously, these choices and these decisions are locked in the past. It's not possible to go back and change any of these things. So then a lot of that, how you feel, is you feel like you really want to. It's like you really wish you could go back and do it all over again. The thing is, that is only happening, I believe, is because you right now in this present moment, you have all the experience, the consequence, the outcomes of all your choices and decisions. You are processing and working with that level of knowledge. It's not possible for the past you to know any of that because those choices and decisions have not yet been made. Now I want to keep going right here. I really want this to, I want to, start building the clarity right here with regret and the past. Okay. Because so much of that is reflecting what, again, life should be like and how things should be for you. So when you understand, I really messed up, and there can be a lot of regret, guilt, shame, resentment, and bitterness, so much of it, and it gets so pent up and it really builds all up in here. I want you to see how much of that, and you ask yourself this, it's subjective, varies by the individual man, but ask yourself how much of all of that is coming from the simple fact that you messed up. It was a genuine mistake. I say that to you because deep down, and this is a safe assumption on my part. This is definitely a question that's only possible for you to answer. But hey, if you want to hear it from me, then I know that you know for certain it was a regret, it was a mistake, or it was a bad decision. Because if you could, you wouldn't live it like that. You would not have picked that option if you could go back. Like, this is your truth. This is just you being honest. I would have done it another way. I would have gone the other way. I would have said something else. I would have done something else. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying right here. The honest to God truth, undeniable for you. That's what I mean. It's like my little safe assumption. That's how you know for sure. And so, if you know that, then my question to you, to break this open for you now, my question for you is, how do you know that? Brother, how, if I'm right, how could you tell me the truth is I would do it differently? That's what I'm saying right there. How do you really know this? The only way that you know this, bro, is because you chose wrong. There's no other way. And I mean, I guess, you could say, well, it would have been nice if I chose correctly. and then today's situation would have been way better. But you can't say that for the rest of your life. Like, that's valid, but I do not believe, I don't think that works permanently. You will always be vulnerable, susceptible to the incorrect decision until you yourself make it, go through the experience, and learn from it. So what all of this means is, whatever you are so regretful of, whatever you feel such great and profound shame, I'm this old and I have this to show for it. I spent this time in school, in class, at uni, and I really just, and this is the job I'm working today, to that was the end result of all of that money and the tuition and the time. A piece of paper, that I hear a lot of people describe their degrees as. That's sad, because, for me personally, a degree is something to be very proud of. That is an accolade that shows you are someone capable of dedicating themselves to a singular pursuit for a certain amount of time. Most often, specifically 4 degrees, that's years' time. When you realize that there are tons and tons and tons of people, I'm one of them. It's just, that's my own personal struggle I'm trying to get better with. When you are sitting down for a very difficult task and it's only been hours have passed, only hours. This is less than that is less than 1 day. And you're already feeling kind of antsy. You're getting restless, like, oh, like, what time is it? Am I done? Can I leave? Is this over? A degree? Years? So that's something to be really proud of. But nonetheless, the problem for you is your life is the way you see it. Oh, but the degree was supposed to translate to this. All my hard work was supposed to translate to this. I've been alive on this planet for too long. I have accumulated too many human years to look like this, behave like this, live like this, have this kind of life. I'm going to keep, I'm going to continue working with this how it should be, because how it should be is killing a lot of us, bro. You can't say that. I want you to stop. And I want you to stop because the regret of the choices, years and years and years, Okay. It's like, oh, wasted or unlived, unfulfilled, ended up being a monumental failure because maybe it was a pursuit, maybe it was an endeavor that went wrong, maybe it was a business that failed, maybe it was, your stay at a company and still got fired. Even after all that hard work, whatever it is, it cannot be regretted. That is the most important one to begin our conversation tonight with. You can't. You cannot. And I'm saying you can't because you would never know otherwise. That's why. It's for you and I to grow and really take that step forward into the most excellent versions of ourselves, the greatest men we could possibly be. That isn't possible if you get it all right. If you got it all right, you'd be hitting the lotto lucky. Like, that's absurdly lucky. I don't really, what is that? That's 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, maybe even more. It's not possible to be that lucky. But for this example, okay, hypothetically, okay, maybe there's one of us, the chosen one, walking around there, walking around Earth somewhere. And so far, however old this perfect fellow is, everything went perfectly. It all went perfectly. Okay, a life that goes perfectly, where it's just, okay, right decision on right decision on right decision on right decision. So not only is that luck, but there's not going to be a lot of growth right there. Like, I want you to really, I'm going to flesh this out a little bit more because I want you to see what I see. And for it to be really that lucky, then, I mean, that's just, every multiple choice question, K through 12. Yes. No, seriously. A, B, C, D. And he just, like he did, he's the luckiest man in the world. So he didn't even need to look. It's just like he just picked one and they just all happened to be right. See, that's exactly what I mean. Because, okay, great. He passed and he kept passing. School, uni, work, okay, all of that. Okay, like, relationships, like everything. Like, he walked into a bar, didn't look, just kind of like pointed in a certain direction. And when he opened his eyes, there was his wife. If it really all went that perfectly, besides being able to pick something, he would know nothing else. There's it that kind of life right there, as awesome as, yeah, it might be. He would never know himself. He would never grow, really, in any way, shape, or form. You can't. The only way you can is when you really F up. When you choose incorrectly, when you make the wrong one, you go the wrong way. It's when you go and it happens to you and you live it and you experience it yourself. Now you're seeing. Now that's what gives you this feedback loop of the realization or the epiphany. It strikes you. Oh, wow. That's why this is wrong. That's why this is the incorrect decision. And that's what reveals to you the right one. But by the nature of doing it wrong, you are either it is revealed to you the right way, or now you're closer to doing it the right way. That's why you're not behind. You're not stuck. The closer path, the more optimal path for you to live your best life, or outright the best way to live your best life, is in front of you, because you can contrast that with everything that you've done so far that brought you up into the point you don't want to live it anymore. Bro, that's you. That's your life right now. It's hard to see it like that. And I have a few conspiracy theories of why it's so hard to see it like that. You are looking at everything but yourself. And it's not that even you want to do that. You and I, we're continuing to wake up in a world that makes it so easy to do that, to live like that. Right? Scroll, swipe, unlock your phone, and there it is. Whatever apps you like to use. I mean, if any of them have anything to do with the outside world, which is all of social media, but whatever, what I'm saying, news and just, keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, whatever, like whatever celebrity gossip, whatever you're into, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. That's a whole lot of observation and analysis and experience. What's that? Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Vicariously, right? Into someone else's life. And when you are, however much time I'm not saying that like you're obsessed like that, but however much time you would give, that's still attention, that's still energy, that's still your brain resting on circumstances that exist outside of you. That is all the tension off of yourself. And that's where it can really go wrong. It's never been easier, not in all of human history. Am I getting that correctly? I believe so. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. We've been around for, I'm not going to say the number because I don't want to embarrass myself. If you know, do I have any anthropologists that are looking at me right now? You put it down in the comments below. But I know we've been around for a hot minute. Okay. Human beings, what I'm saying, just roaming the world. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. And never before, ever, has it been easier to just watch someone live their life. Like it for entertainment or not. And I mean, you and I live in a world today. I mean, welcome right to 2025. Welcome to the digital era where it has been so commodified. It's been turned into a commodity of watching someone else's life. And that's kind of dope. I look at this as that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Because that means that opportunity is available for you and me. It does not mean we will all make it like that. I don't know. Maybe one day that might be a whole different episode where we're all able to just live on camera and make money like that. I don't know. That's that you know what I'm saying. We can go super deep in that, but now that you understand, it all needed to happen in the way that it did for you to learn everything that you know now because of what went wrong. Now that you know that, bro, then I want to, you need to simply step forward. Okay. You're going to step forward into yourself. It's not, yeah, I know, like what in the world? And I will unpack that. But right off the bat, it can be, well, don't I need to go here? Maybe I need to return to school, change jobs, get a different job. I need to do some research. I need to turn on my screen, okay, and just really check this stuff out and, explore, seek, and search. That's a whole lot of stuff happening out here. Why am I stepping forward inside myself? Because you are the main focus. That's why. This one is not that deep. I just I try to make this podcast very dramatic. You are the main project. You are the process. You are the journey. Now, when you look at it like this, you are going to, I would say, I would say you're going to, whether you're aware of this or not, but I want you to be so, you're going to very naturally step away from all the noise of all those around you. Like in your own personal life, you got a ton of friends, or you got some family, you got people super close to you. Okay. But it must be the the full focus where you would divert and invest all of this concentrated effort and energy into is just where you're at. So that's really hard to do when a man looks at another man and he plays that comparison game. So how is this possible? He is 5 years, he's 10 years, he's 20 years younger than me, and he has all of this. I'm this old and I only have this. Eliminate that immediately. The only comparison should be is what you had yesterday. That is the best game to play. It's the best game to play because you can play it at any age. See, that comparison molds itself to the current level of the man who wishes to ascend. If you want more, you want better, you want to do better, be better, have better. You're just looking at your own current situation. I mean, so that's two huge things happening right now. You have to. That's why I really wanted to try to start tonight with that, because you really have to let go of the guilt and the shame and the regret. It's okay. It's okay, because let that be between you and God. If you really messed up and you can't acknowledge that, if you really, really, truly did something wrong and you can't own up to it, stubbornness or a grudge, there wasn't any closure for you. You didn't get your vengeance, okay, Dark Knight style, whatever. That's on you to reconcile with that. You have to be the bigger person in this way. If it doesn't serve you, if it doesn't help you in any way, then there's no reason for you to hold on to it. There isn't, because there's only two ways for this to happen. I want to explain it like this. Shame being held over you is only being held over you by somebody else or yourself. In my personal experiences, in most cases, after the situation is over and it's been over and people have just moved on, okay, maybe it ended well, maybe it ended horribly, but you see, time passes nonetheless, and we all have lives to continue to live. So if no one's here anymore, what I mean by no one's here is that there's no way for you to know. It's not possible. You're not, right? Wherever they are, wherever they live, whatever they're doing, you're not going to instantly teleport into their lives to just check, are they still on? Whatever. That's most of us. That is most of us right there. For the few that, what I'm saying, that, if you're one of these people experiencing, no, this person's in my life every single day, and they're continuing to remind me how awful I was in that situation when I made that choice, when I was at that age, etc. You need to get away from them. That's it. Like, just straight up. That's it. That's the main game plan right there. You need to separate yourself from this person. If you can't, no, and it's like, what do you mean? I mean, if they stay there and I walk away, we're separated. True. But if this is like, some kind of living situation, or this is some sort of business, or this is some sort of workplace, or you know what I mean? Like, you make do. And I really do mean that. distance yourself. Okay. Really just try to, at all times, you just don't need people like that in your life. But that's very rare. I really do believe that is, I don't know. That is just, you'd be hard pressed to find a situation like that. Most situations are, you're holding it above yourself. It's just you and you, bro. And it just keeps replaying. See? So that's exactly what I mean by no one's here. Nobody is here anymore. It's just you. So you have to let yourself leave. You gotta let yourself, you gotta make peace with it. My 20s, I gave it all to. Hear that one a lot. That one right there, that's one of mine. When I had this opportunity, I didn't make use of it. I botched it. I forfeited it. It's like, and you and I could go on and on and on and on about, how it went wrong. Does not matter. When you let go of it, when you don't hold it over yourself anymore, because deep down, you are man enough. You're able to do the right thing. You're able to apologize. You're able to own up to it. You're able to acknowledge you really didn't mess up. That's all. That's it. That's enough. That is growth. That is maturity right there. And the nature of growth and maturity for a man is to do many things, but ultimately, one very important thing, it's to move him forward. It's a propellant to get you going somewhere. That's if you can do it, though. That's if you can look at it like this, and I need you to, bro. Because when you're growing and when you're maturing, that is the simple. It's really, this one's not that deep. It's just like you can see it. Anybody brings it up, you don't have a problem being like, yep, that's on me. And then where I want to take you tonight is to go a step further than that. That's already boss. That's the trait of a king right there. Because too many men, they shrivel in that moment. However it comes up. Let's not, I don't want to like really run away with this example. It's fine. However it comes up, that past situation, for you to just, okay, be calm, be chill. Okay. You keep your composure and you mean it when you say it because you know it's the truth. And you say, yeah, no, that's my fault. That's my bad. I don't know what I was thinking. I was an idiot. I really messed up right there in the direction. Okay. Like when you do that, you let go. All right. You let go, you letting go, you allow yourself to grow in this way. You're growing towards a certain direction, right? To go in that direction is to then say after that, and this is you. This is you. If it's not you, it's who you want to be. Is that a bold statement? It's like, all right, do I really know you want to be this guy? I bet you do, because the you that you're trying to become will then say right afterwards, and this is what I'm doing about it. That is self-improvement. That is living a better life in the direction of your best life. That's how that must be dealt with. So when you don't, it's, I mean, okay, like, bro, your life is yours. But then you can't be confused. You can't really be like, oh, wait, why do I feel so behind? Why do I feel so stuck? When you are holding on, okay, all right, with to the point where your knuckles are pale white, okay, snow white, to all the things that don't matter anymore. Remember, you gotta remember, bro, everything that doesn't matter is everything that's already been. It's all behind you. Okay. Technically, earlier today is included, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll use yesterday and all the days before yesterday. Now, I want you to, when you combine that, okay, you take that right there, and what you do with this is you understand, I cannot allow myself to continue playing everyone else's game. Okay. Like, competition is great. And, you know, if you're looking at somebody else as a marker of where you want to be and where you're trying to go, that's fine. But this, like, when I see this person, or when I see these people, or when I see whoever, and it's making me feel bad about myself, that is you. That's you allowing yourself to feel bad about yourself, because these other people, unless they are actually invading your room, like right now, okay, like they're just busting down the door and being like, and like shoving into your face the current events of their life, and all their achievements and accolades, unless they're doing that, and it's like, what I'm saying, man, that's not happening to most of us. Okay, but that's what they'd have to do. Okay, for you to have that excuse of like, oh, I mean, look, these people, they are blinding me with their own wonderful lives. How am I supposed to live mine? How am I supposed to make mine wonderful? I just can't stop looking at, okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like that. It's just you. And if you're taking the time to seek out this kind of material, what you need to be seeking out is that step forward into yourself. Is what can I do? What am I able to do? That's it. That's it. You, in that moment, it happens so, it's instantaneously transformative, because you go from being behind to just living your life. When you're living your life, you can't be behind, because this is your life. See, you're not you and all these other people, doing all these crazy things. Oh, wow, like their Instagram is popping. It's like, no, bro, please stop going to their Instagram. Okay, build your own. Okay, I'm not Insta, savvy like that, Kumo. It's all good, but still build your own life, though. Yeah. I mean, I'm a content creator for a few different platforms, so that's kind of the name of the game for me. But if that's not what you're trying to do, keep it private. When you don't have to put it on social media. No. What you need to do is you need to wake up the next day and be overjoyed that you just got to wake up to the life you're going to live. Wow, everything that's about to happen for the rest of the day is exactly what I want to happen. You want to happen. I mean, you want life to happen like that when you're living it for yourself. These are the efforts and the actions. This is the planning and the scheduling. This is the course of action that is going to help you get better. I know that is it kind of sounds like a life overhaul. It's kind of wow. Well, I mean, wow, this is everything at once. And when you're actually trying to you're actually trying to create the traction needed so you can finally start making some of that progress in life. That is just coming down to accepting the freedom that you can give yourself when you are no longer held back by the timeline and everything that went wrong and all the mistakes and the wrongdoings or whatever that you are genuinely apologetic for, and that see, a lot of this is truth that only you and God will truly know. Because any of us could say it in the most convincing way to other people, but that's not it, brother. It is if you truly know it for yourself. And when you truly know, I would never do it like that again. I won't let myself do it like that again. I am just, if I could, that would have never happened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then there's nothing else. There's nothing else that can be done. I don't know if the situation is super, super extreme and you are in a position to be able to recompensate or just I don't know, send some sort of message or whatever, letter, whatever, to really reconcile and do everything that's in your power to show that was your bad. You're all good. To move forward from that is to understand you have one objective. And that objective is to take the rest of your life from this moment forward and push it as far as you can in the direction that you want to go. That is the essence of getting unstuck. I would hope by now that feeling behind or being behind is an illusion. It's not actually real. And I say that because you can't be. You cannot be behind when you would take the time to live your own life. I will say one last point for that. I really want to, I wanted to end with this. You'll never be able to tell me. I was like, who should I use here? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll just use myself. You'll never be able to tell me. It's not possible that it could have truly, for a fact, it would have been better without those mistakes, without those regrets, without those whatever. And I say that because however old you are and whatever you've done so far and however your life has been so far, that is your current reality, and it's built off of everything that has happened so far. You'll never know if that's actually exactly what needed to happen. I know this is like kind of woo-woo right here. But please, bro, let it give you peace. Because hey, you put it down in the comments below. You cannot rebuttal this. You can't, because it's not possible to know. That's why I say it like this. You will never know if, but the regret and like the past and like whatnot, whatever, the mistake. Yeah. And it led you here. And you being led here. Had you I guess I'll go on the internet. I'm going to try to find some answers. You found me. Okay. You found me. And so what you do from here on out is everything. So then, if you were to move into what you are supposed to do, what you want to try and do, what you know you need to do, as soon as that happens, your best life begins. Because everything happened in the way that it did to bring you to the point where you're going to go. You're going to take that first step boldly, proudly, and you're really going to go. And I know that doesn't necessarily, completely disintegrate all of the pain, because a lot of us, and this happens to me all the time as well. Well, it would have been nice if it didn't take me this long to figure. That still doesn't work. Because that time is gone now, and that's why it doesn't matter. I know it sucks. What? Like maybe you're all with me. You fully agree. But then there's that pain, and this one really smarts, because it's like, if I could have just arrived at the epiphany we did tonight, a decade ago, 2 decades ago, whatever. But again, that's useless. Useless because you can't do anything about it. If you can't do anything about it, it has nothing to do with you. Everything that has to do with you is in this moment right now. That is stepping forward. You gotta go towards. No more backwards. Feeling behind, that's living in the past. That is continually trying to go back to a place that does not exist anymore. It doesn't. So, forward must be the way. Very difficult to go forward when it's like, but this person's like super forward, and this person's like that much more ahead of me, and it's like, nope. Just you keep it on yourself, on your own progress, on your own growth. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, when you put these two together, that's the moment you get unstuck, because now your main focus, okay, all your concentration should immediately flow into how do I okay, so this is my lane. This is my lane. Your life, yes, absolutely. Okay, the finest lane you could be in. Okay, how do I make progress here? That's what you attack. That's what you pour everything into. And it does. See, when it's just you and you, shame cannot exist. I mean, okay, I'm being very dramatic. Of course, it might still come up and bite you. You still feel it. It'll still happen. It's like, oh man, like, like self-consciousness, or like whatever. Like, oh, I really suck at this. Like just like whatever kind of negativity. That's okay, because that's a part of it. You need that. That has to happen so that you can get better. So that's why true shame, oh my God, I can't let anyone see me do this. I can't let anyone know I have become a self-improver. Okay. Yes, bro. Join the cult. Okay. Of men living for their best lives. That allows you to really just focus on what needs to happen today, tomorrow, that is going to help me get to where I want to go. That's what it all comes back down to. Do not let this overwhelm you. It doesn't have to. I know it seems very overwhelming, because to chase your hopes and dreams, that statement right there is for me, I'll speak for myself. It is extremely overwhelming, but not when it is just the first step. to chasing your hopes and dreams. There's something you don't know. Know it. Look that up. You just got to try. Let me search this up. Let me ask AI. Let me really put in this search query. Let me see what comes up. Let me read a little bit. And let me check this out. You give it a little bit of time. It's not that serious at all, brother. Okay, you give it 30 minutes. You give it 60 minutes. You can set the timer if you'd like. Like it's all good. That's progress right there. That is, see, can't be ashamed of that. You can't feel bad about it because there's nothing to feel bad about it for. None of that is real. If it is, you are creating it. If you are creating it, you can stop. Maybe not overnight. Maybe not instantly. But this is exactly how you get better. By continuing to try in the direction of how you know you want your life to truly be. That is the moment you step into your best life. Now you are unstuck and you're no longer behind. You can't be. Not anymore. Not when you really start taking yourself seriously and everything that you want to try and do that you know you need to do seriously. And I say it like that because half of us know. Maybe more than half. Maybe the majority, but that might be a bit of a reach. At least half of just everyday modern American male human beings. Half of us, at least, we know. It's something you've been wanting to try, something you've been wanting to get into. It's something you've been wanting to do. I mean, there it is, bro. I mean, maybe the other half, if it is half, is a blank slate. I have no freaking clue. You're in a wonderful position to explore. Find out. Try things in life. Give this a shot. Give this a go. That's what it's all about. That is what it is all about. And that's when this is exactly how you get better. When you do, your entire life rises with you in the same moment. That's when things start getting really crazy. That's when the more you do this, the more you head in the direction of what you want, the more of that possibility opens up to you. Immerse yourself in it, bro. And if you're looking for a space on the internet where another fellow is doing the same, and that's kind of what I do here. I talk about anything and everything that goes into all of this, male self-improvement stuff. You check me out at the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self-improvement surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Kumo. I continue to reshape the modern male reality by giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thank you so much for watching and being here, checking all this good stuff out. I hope to catch you real soon in my next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.